what do you practice? Because Marcus and I were having that discussion earlier. I said, well, man, if you play this, right, and he's getting ready for Sunday, and let's say maybe he has a midweek or he has an out-of-town gig that may not be church-related, how do you stay sharp if you're always learning, material? What do you do?
I think what you do is you take your own personal time to study and work on your craft. There's some things even outside of playing, like even for outside church gigs, we there's a moment where you have to learn the keyboard. You have to take time out to study how to use the keyboard, how to use the functions on the keyboard, how to program sounds, how to split the keyboard up to make multiple sounds if you don't have an organ player or
an extra keyboard,
player, or a bass player. You may want to play key bass on and still play, like you have to learn that stuff. So you still take your own personal time to sit down and shed, practice, listen to music, listen to all kinds of different arrangements, different music, different players or whatever. So I mean, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
And so it's fun.
Scales, I mean, are people still doing that? People still playing through scales?
That's a part of musical fundamentals, you know what I mean? Scales, triads, inversions.
Yeah.
Definitely knowing that. Yeah. And, on a side note, I know this is we're talking about gospel music, but to expand your musicality and, your musical brain and, listen to more than just gospel.
Well, there's some people that say, Dwayne, you shouldn't play for the church and play for the world. Some people will say that.
Everybody's entitled to their own,
their own opinion.
Their own opinion and their own convictions. That's not my conviction.
Oh, man.
So,
mercy.
So, I'm just saying, if you want to, and I'm saying this in all sincerity, if you want to be a great player, and you want to be good at your craft, inside and out, from learning your instrument, and not only learning your instrument, learning the information of what you're playing. Yeah. Listen to music. Yeah. And learn music. Yeah. In all facets. If you can read. If you can't read, develop an ear. Learn to just practice. And, practice. That's all I say.
And then oftentimes when I'm listening or learning music, I don't necessarily listen to what the drummer is playing. I'm listening to everybody else and what they're doing.
Oh, I see.
So because, at the end of the day, we are a band, so I can't be the loudest one in the group. I have to accompany the bass player, the keyboard player, organ, and they do the same thing. Yeah. So when learning music, I'm not just listening to what the drummer's doing.
Not look at what I can do?
No. I'm listening to everybody. And it's not oftentimes I get to actually sit down and actually play. Right. So I'll usually, if I'm driving, I'm listening to the music, or if I'm in the shower, or if I'm doing different things, I'm listening to the music. But I don't necessarily get the chance to sit down and play. So that's how I, interpret and learn music.